consider myself very lucky to introduce some of the finest people. And first things first, I think we have to give a lot of respect to Helen Hu, the way she organizes these events and gets people with real content together. And for naming this particular thing, CIO, CTO, and CDO panel, I think the kind of people in the profile who are going to come on this stage is actually symbolic of how technology and business are getting together. Because two of them, their designation of one person is Chief Commercial Officer, sitting on a CIO, CTO panel. Other person is a rank go-to-market managing director who's been working with Marsh across different geographies, Anup. I don't think he's a CIO or a CTO or a CDO, but I think business has begun to understand that technology is not alien, it's embedded in their daily lives. So thank you, Helen, for having got that kind of a diversity. So it's no tech talk. There's nothing called tech unless there's no operations and business. And I have the privilege to call him on stage. I go in the order of the chairs. Okay, I'll read Arabic. I'll go from right to left. So, Prashant. What do you say about Prashant? Without Prashant, Helen, I don't think you can have an event at all. Okay, he's one person who's translated from technology, and now he's the Chief of Business and Delivery at Tavunia, which is a household name in Saudi Arabia. I don't think it needs any introduction at all. And if somebody who's there now is the Chief of Business, earlier that, he was the Executive Director of Digital at Tavunia. And that itself shows the transition, how technology is getting closer to business, personified in Prashant. Prashant, take a bow and raise your hand, please. Rakesh. That's the Chief Commercial Officer. I don't think you need to introduce anybody from Salama. He's the Chief Commercial Officer. He has told me not to speak too much about him at all, but I can't help it. He actually specializes, while being a Chief Commercial Officer, he specializes in digital first. Okay, that's his kind of a logo in his mindset, and bridging legacy infrastructure with emerging technologies. He'll elaborate on that. I don't want to steal your thunder. It lies in the content that you're going to share, Rakesh. And yeah, no, I'm not going to introduce Dark Horse to you. Anup next, is that? Is it you, Anup? Yes. Now here's a guy who's a man of multiple oceans. 20 years plus, been there, done that. Everybody would be knowing a company called Marsh. Okay. And like you said, Prashant, Tavunia is a household name, so is Marsh, I think. So far as the customer is concerned, he's the front end. And that's a good perspective he brings to the table, because they finally are the ones who meet the customer. They don't sit behind walls in the back end, they are not arranger. They meet the customer. Okay, so he represents the customer, and he would be the customer's voice. I think we should learn a lot from his experiences across continents. And since I mentioned continents, okay, you're looking at the present and you're looking at the future. Arslan Iqbal. Now, I'll just give a brief introduction about Arslan. He's traveled the world. He started from Pakistan, went to Ghana, through Africa, Canada, Australia, and now here. And in a very simple way, I don't want to elaborate too much on that, at Gig Gulf, if person is leading architecture, cloud data, and AI, turning digital strategy into real business impact. That's very short, but it's very deep, Arslan. Thanks for your time. So we get started.